Alright, here we go. Round 5, stakes are high because both these players are 2-2, and the winner has a shot at going to the top 8. We got Neil Parker, who's going to be on the stream on their left side, and Kyle Hudson on the right, so let's get into this. Now, Neil going to be starting off with carrying Kyogre, Ferrothorn, Tapu Koko, Gengar, Rayquaza, and Landorus Therian. Kyle on the right side got Nihilego, Salamence, Metagross, Togedemaru, Groudon, and Yveltal. Now, it's funny, looking at Kyle's team, it just, for some reason, I just saw the blues and the reds. It's like red, white, blue, essentially. It's got the blues on the Salamence and Metagross, get the whites on Togedemaru. Okay, enough about colors. Let's actually talk about strategy here. We got Groudon versus Kyogre right off the bat, so we got that weather war going on that we've seen kind of on a lot of matches today. You do also have kind of a counter for that in your Landorus if you're Neil. Landorus is really useful if it's carrying Rock Slide and Earth Power, or Earthquake, depending if it's a physical attacker. So we've seen some mixed Landorus Therians. It could go really either way. Sometimes, you know, we'll see. I think one of my favorite mixed sets is like, and this always makes me laugh, is when Landorus is carrying Hidden Power. Because you can see Hidden Power Ice on it. That's one strategy I always love, because it's like you basically go in Landorus and just beat the other Landorus. At least back in 18, that was really fun to watch. And we're going to see Landorus and Tapu Koko on Neil's side, as well as Kyle going to go with Yveltal and Togedemaru. Electric Surge on the field, not going to really, Tapu Koko not really going to be useful thanks to Togedemaru and its possible Lightning Rod. And we see the Electric Seed on Landorus. Rather very interesting set there. Intimidate from Landorus, going to go ahead and connect with both of Kyle's Pokemon. That's going to hurt Togedemaru a little bit, but Togedemaru is not necessarily one to use attacks as much as you would hope. It's mainly there for support with some attack, you know? You have Fake Out and some good, decent moves for attacking, like Iron Head and all, good for Xerneas, but for the most part, it's not the strongest. Yveltal, on the other hand, has a really nice chance at, if it's carrying a Z move, could go for Landorus and all, but we're going to see Fake Out, connect to Tapu Koko first, so Tapu Koko not going to really do anything. Oblivion Wing coming out from Yveltal on Kyle's side, going to go with around 50%, take 50% and of Landorus' health, or take 50%, take some health from Landorus as we see Earth Power connect with Togedemaru with that Focus Sash. So that kind of confirms to us that it is going to probably have Lightning Rod. There's the off chance it is carrying Iron Barbs, but I doubt that that's going to happen. You know, here, what's interesting, unfortunately for Togedemaru, another why it's partially support is the move Nuzzle, and it can't really do that. Electric types can't get paralyzed, can't paralyze Landorus because it's a ground type. I think we're going to see Togedemaru go for either U-turn or switch out, depending on what Tapu Koko does here on Neil's side. And also, Togedemaru might be slower than Landorus, so it might be wiser to just switch out here. We see Yveltal go for Protect, and we're going to see Sky Drop from Tapu Koko, and that's going to connect with Togedemaru. So with that, Togedemaru's not going to have anything. Wait. Okay, Hidden Power Landorus. I was just saying how much I like that. Is it actually Hidden Power Ice Landorus? I will be cracking up, because I had no clue about that. I actually really want to know now. Well, there's a Sky Drop with a Togedemaru that's going to get rid of it. I'm serious, I love that, but I was not expecting to see it. I was expecting it to be physical or something, but there's the Hidden Power, and that Snarl's going to affect it. Snarl's going to affect that Landorus, and it's actually a critical hit on the Tapu Koko, not that it would really matter, but Tapu Koko, we saw it use Sky Drop, it's most likely going to be a physical or support, and there's Hidden Power. If this is super effective, that's got to be Hidden Power Ice. Oh my gosh. I didn't know that. Unfortunately, it's not really that good in this format, because with Rayquaza, who's 4 times weak to ice, you got the Delta Stream, and Landorus isn't very common. This is the one Pokemon that is 4 times weak to ice that should be threatened by this Landorus. I'm so laughing because I can't believe that. I really didn't know. Anyway, we see the Intimidate, so that's going to threaten Tapu Koko more than Landorus here, because it's got Hidden Power. I'm just gonna keep bringing that up because I can't believe I expect it. I didn't expect it. I just can't believe we're actually seeing that. That's so rare. Like I don't remember, like almost every Landorus was physical back in the day. So that's just neat to me. Anyway, we have the Salamence that Intimidate, so that's gonna be very useful. We're gonna see Landorus swap out. You're gonna lose that Electric Seed boost from earlier, and can go into Kyogre. So Kyogre now, Kyogre's actually very smart to go into here because Tapu Koko can go for quite a few things. Besides that, the Sky Drops is most likely gonna be support. So you have the Electro Web, which will be very useful on both of these. It's super effective against Yveltal. It's normal effective against Salamence and can lower both their speeds, which will allow Kyogre to possibly go first on the next turn, as we see Salamence go first in Mega Evolution. So we see Yveltal just go for Protect, doesn't want to deal with any possible attacks from Tapu Koko here. Tailwind from that Salamence, and with that, if we see Electro Web, that will definitely, yeah, there it is. That'll be the right play. Unfortunately, Kyle's still going to be faster because of the Tailwind, and Electro Web only lowers one stage of speed instead of two, so I think that Kyle still has the advantage here. But only partially, you know. I think it's going to come down to really if they can knock out this Tapu Koko, and I think Hyper Voice and Dark Pulse, or not Dark Pulse, or could be Dark Pulse, could be Oblivion Wing, maybe Foul Play because it seems to be mixed. Some who knows what that attack stack could be, but I think that combination here of a double targeting Tapu Koko will get rid of it. Otherwise, it's gonna be able to go ahead and try and keep lowering that speed, which is pretty threatening because it could mean Salamence. It could mean, yeah, we're gonna see Yveltal actually switch out, but we could see Salamence. It doesn't want to get hit with that Electro Web, but this Groudon is going to be Kyle's kind of ace here. It's not going to be able to get Electro Web. It's going to be able to go straight up, Primal Reversion, first off, eliminate the weather, and cannot be slowed, so it's in a really good spot. I think the thing here, we're going to see Double Edge from Salamence first, but I think if you're Neil, you should have seen that, or hopefully have saw that coming, Ice Beam that Salamence to get rid of it. Because it's, in this case, the Salamence is definitely the more threatening one, I believe, and I think if you Ice Beam it, it's going to get rid of it. Salamence at normal health, but it's not going to matter, because that Ice Beam is going to connect with it and get rid of it. Groudon, I think, should be a bit scared, thanks to the Landorus in the back, but at the moment, it's in a very, very good spot. I think Landorus is exactly what Neil needs to bring in here. The only issue with it is you need to watch out for whatever comes in on the right side, because if Landorus is able to go in safely here, it's able to go for that. I guess because it's a special attack or Earth Power, or if it's mixed, Earthquake. So it really depends on which one you want there. Yveltal coming in. I think Yveltal is in a tough spot. It's in a better spot now that the electric terrain's gone. This Tapu Koko, possibly Wild Charge, possibly Thunderbolt, because if it's like, you know, in this case, if you usually see Electro Web, a lot of times it'll carry a second electric move for attacks. If it's physical, it's going to go Wild Charge. If it's, and we saw Sky Dropped, but we also saw Electro Web, so it could go Thunderbolt. It could go either way. But that's going to be threatening onto the Yveltal. Groudon shouldn't really have too much to worry about here. You just click Precipice Blades and hope that they don't protect. Because the Precipice Blades is going to be able to get rid of anything that Neil has on the field right now if it connects. Again, if you switch into Landorus, you should feel a bit safer, but we're going to see switch out from Tapu Koko, and that is going to go into Landorus, so maybe hoping that this is, they're going for Stomp Tantrum, keeping that Kyogre alive. That's what I'm thinking. If you're Neil, that's what you would think. But we see Foul Play, and Foul Play is going to connect with that Landorus slot, so Landorus is gone. Yveltal is going to lose some of his HP, which means he's got the Life Orb, and is actually very threatening with the Life Orb, and a single target Precipice Blades. I am shocked that Kyogre took that. Single target Precipice Blades. Dang. And that Ice Beam's going to be able to remove Yveltal. So, nicely done there from Neil to get rid of Kyle's Yveltal. And now, Kyle down to his last two. So if Neil still has, and we know Neil has 3. So in this case, oh sorry, last 1 Pokemon. I think Neil's got this in the bag. I really don't see a way Kyle wins this unless his Groudon's faster. And that Rayquaza with the Airlock, that's it. So, like I said, unless Kyle has a faster Groudon than Neil's Kyogre, it's over. But if he does, you can go for the knockout on Kyogre and then take some hits from Rayquaza, but if Rayquaza's got Sword Dance, it should be able to set up. If it's got a Dragon Ascent, it'll take a few turns, but I don't really know what Groudon can do in that case, unless it's got Rock Slide. I know we have, it's always Precipice Blades and Protect. They're like the 2 most common moves. Other than that, you can pick whatever you want. Sometimes you see Rock Slide, sometimes we've seen Dragon Claw, sometimes we see Stomping Tantrum, Fire Punch, and actually Groudon going to be able to go for Fire Punch once to knock out that Kyogre, make sure it doesn't actually do anything, but it doesn't matter anyway, because we're going to see Waterfall from Rayquaza, gets the Groudon down to just a little bit of health, and actually Tailwind was still up, which is why they guaranteed the Groudon sped, outsped Kyogre here. Moving on to this final, most likely final term. If this Rayquaza has extreme speed, it's over. Tapu Koko is also faster. So, Tapu Koko, we did see Electro Web, and we saw Sky Drop, which is too heavy. I don't know if Tapu Koko can actually do anything, though, to seriously threaten this Groudon. I think it will have to... If he's got a little fairy move, most Tapu Kokos don't, though. I think if Kyle's actually able to knock out this Rayquaza, then it will have a shot. But, of course, you're relying on Rayquaza not using extreme speed. And Nature's Madness from Tapu Koko first. So that's kind of the confirmation. Usually support Tapu Koko don't have that. So you kind of really need to hope you can one-hit KO here. If you got... I don't think Ariana has Ice Punch. Dragon Claw, I think, is the move that's usually carried for Mega Rayquaza. So, and actually Kyle is just going to toss in the towel here. Yeah, you know what? Groudon would have had to outspeed Rayquaza, and that wouldn't have happened. But in theory, if the Tailwind was still up, they would have had a shot. So, but Neil gonna take the round. Very nicely done from Neil. They pulled out a few surprises along the way too, which is really fun. So, you know, in the second round, I think Neil had a good set. I don't think he really needs to change anything. Gengar, we might see Gengar, but it's also threatened by Groudon and Yveltal. I think Neil's going to stay the same. Kyle, though. Kyle's got a couple options. Nihilego, I think, could do some serious damage on this team if it's assisted with that Tailwind. You know, Z... we saw it earlier, Z, Rock'em Z. I don't know what the move on Kyle's Nihilego, but or item on his Nihilego, but if it is a Z move, that could get rid of Rayquaza possibly, could knock out or at least cripple Kyogre very much so. Sludge Bomb could do a lot of damage on Tapu Koko, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see that Nihilego come into play. And I could see Metagross being dropped in favor of that, but obviously I don't know for a fact. I'm sorry, I mean Yveltal. I guess Yveltal being dropped in favor of that. Yveltal's in a tough spot in this case because it is able to do some decent damage, but overall we saw a Hidden Power Ice, I think, from Lander, so that's the one thing. That's a bit tricky. And we also saw Tapu Koko, which is really tough. But we're gonna see, there it is, Nihilego and Salamence. Tapu Koko Kyogre combo at Neil's side, and first off, we get the Tapu Koko to go for that electric terrain. So the Tapu Koko is relatively fast, even if, again, we saw what it looks like. It's a bulky set. There's a shot Mega Salamence might be able to outspeed it if it is a bulky assisted Tapu Koko, but we don't know for a fact yet. Kyogre now going to go for the Primal Reversion, and that does scare Nihilego, but it shouldn't scare it too much if it's got Protect. My guess is we're going to see Tailwind Protect on Kyle's side and Water Spout Electro Web on Neil's side, and or Ice Beam Electro Web on Neil's side to get rid of the Salamence. I think though if Kyle sacrifices his Salamence in favor of a Tailwind, there's a good shot that Kyle will be able to pick up this match. You bring in your Groudon and basically go for those hits on the opposing side of Kyogre, get rid of Tapu Koko, possibly get everyone comes out in favor of Kyogre. So that might be worth it. But we're actually going to see Tapu Koko switch right away, going to Ferrothorn. Interesting call for a team that against a team that's carrying Groudon, and even Salamence is a bit tricky too, because you do have the double edge, which does neutral damage instead of resisted thanks to its ability. So that is tricky to work in this case. And we see the double edge, and it actually is going to connect with the Kyogre slot. And you see it does a massive amount of damage there. Does take some recoil, and we just see right off the bat that Z Crystal, which is Rock the MZ, and that is a very common Nihilego strategy. I think they're gonna actually target that Kyogre, double target it maybe. We will see if it's gonna go onto that or it's gonna go ahead and tackle that Ferrothorn. No, I want that Kyogre out. Kyle wants that Kyogre out, and that Kyogre is now crushed. It is gone. So now with that in mind, if you're Kyle, you kind of feel a bit safer in this match, because if you're carrying Groudon on the back, that Ferrothorn is absolutely nothing, because we did see Fire Punch earlier. So you focus on the right side here, or at least if you focus on that side, it's not really going to be a tough matchup to knock out here. I mean, now with Tapu Koko in play, again, I'm expecting Tailwind Protect this turn at least. They went for the Kyogre, but at this point, not too much that you can do. Ferrothorn's Gyro Ball will be pretty tricky, but other than that, I don't know. Tapu Koko also could, if it goes for Electro Web, that does kind of hurt Ferrothorn in a way, because you lose some of that Gyro Ball power. Power Whip, though, would be very good from Neil's Ferrothorn onto Nihilego. So I believe it's neutral, but it still does a lot of damage, and it's physical, so it's tough. Bringing out Togedemaru from Kyle's side, and we're going to see Nihilego Protect, so it doesn't want to get hit this turn. Setting up a good fake out for this turn. Electro Web, and we're going to see that Lightning Rod. There it is. Yeah, so it is Lightning Rod. So now, at this point, Kyle has a guaranteed fake out on this next turn, and the Gyro Ball going to connect with Ferrothorn. So yeah, I think right now, if you're Kyle, you easily just go for target that right side. You fake out that Ferrothorn. You go for Sludge Bomb onto Tapu Koko. There's not much it can really do to avoid that. It will probably take it because of how it's been playing, but for the most part, then Togedemaru can go in and do whatever the heck it wants to it. So there's that fake out from Togedemaru, and it does the Ferrothorn. Thanks to Iron Barbs, break the sash we saw earlier from Togedemaru, and the Sky Drop from Tapu Koko is going to take the Togedemaru into the sky, which means that Sludge Bomb from Nihilego is not going to work. And Ferrothorn reveals its leftovers, so it is now back up to max health. Interesting that they ended up Sky Drop kind of acts as two things. It kind of acts as a pseudo fake out, but also a pseudo protect at the same time, as long as you're fast enough. But that's why Tapu Koko has it a lot. It can take advantage of both of those effects, and do something like this in order to get it into a better spot. I think we're gonna see a protect this time from Nihilego, so Nihilego is gonna stay in for now as we see that Sky Drop activate. Does absolutely nothing on Togedemaru, but it does do a decent job at preventing Tapu Koko from being hit. Togedemaru wants out of there. U-turns out onto the Ferrothorn, and now it's down to Ferrothorn to do something here. So now I think, looking at this thing is just kind of thinking for a minute. It's like Kyle's in a good spot. He just has to figure out the right time to bring out that Groudon, I think. And the Gyro Ball once again connected with the Nihilego. Here, Ferrothorn's tough. I think now Kyle's in a better spot for it, but I think that this Tapu Koko is the bigger threat. The thing is, Ferrothorn is a bit threatened by it because of Salamence and its double edge. Should be a 2-hit KO. And thanks to that, Kyle's going to be able to attack this Tapu Koko. There's a double edge, but it should be able to attack this Tapu Koko with the Nihilego really easily. There's a double edge, does over 50%. I was right. It's going to be a 2-hit KO if it hits again. But with the Iron Barbs and recoil damage, it is going to be able to... Oh! Okay, first it takes the Salamence to the sky. Second, we see Nihilego go for Substitute. And Ferrothorn go for Gyro Ball. Going to break the Substitute, but not knock out the Nihilego, which means it's going to get another hit. This time, Tapu Koko, I think Kyle just trapped Tapu Koko. There's nothing he can do. It has to use a Sky Drop and has to take the attack from... It has to take... I think with that Substitute, Kyle has just won this thing. I don't see any other way. I don't see any other way. I mean, at this point, it's super easy. You double edge on the Ferrothorn. It either switches or protects, and then you go for that Sludge Bomb with Tapu Koko. If Tapu Koko survives, there's a shot, but then you just protect and... go for another hit on it. You protect your Salamence. So Sky Drop actually does not affect that Salamence. And there's that Sludge Bomb to go ahead and knock out Tapu Koko. And another boost there. This time special attack for Nihilego. And Leech Seed instead of Gyro Ball onto the Nihilego. So that's going to chip some damage off of it every time. We've seen Leech Seed stalls before. It might end up going that way again, but I think with that double edge, yeah, the double edge, even double edge power gem combo is tough. Kyle, 4 Pokemon left. Neil, just 2. And we see that final Pokemon, Mega Rayquaza. We saw it was Mega earlier. It's Rayquaza. So if Rayquaza Mega evolves here, there is a shot. I believe it is faster than Salamence. It comes down to if it's a bulkier Rayquaza, like we saw earlier in the tournament, or if it's a max speed, max attack one. So that'll be the key. It also could possibly have extreme speed, which wouldn't quite do too much onto either one of Kyle's Pokemon, but could chip it enough. Where if you go for extreme speed and then Leech Seed, Salamence, that would be the way to play, I think. Still thinking at this point, Kyle just needs to get rid of Rayquaza. Once that Rayquaza is gone, you bring in your Groudon, Fire Punch Ferrothorn, and game over. So if Kyle's able to get rid of this Rayquaza, I think that's going to be the end of it here. I still think Kyle's going to take this game. Neil could pull a reverse here with this Rayquaza, but Kyle's got the advantage, very much so. No, I think the other match, either this round or the last round, but 80-20% here. 80% Kyle's got this, 20% Neil. Tailwind gonna help out Kyle here, now faster than Rayquaza, so you can go for that double edge. Waterfall from the Rayquaza going on to the Nihilego, and Leech Seed gonna target that Salamence. So now at this case, you just double target Rayquaza, and I think that's the end of it. Especially with both your Pokemon being faster now. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Neil go for the extreme speed onto Salamence to try and KO it. If it has extreme speed, again, I don't know yet. But, you know, that it's usually with Rayquaza, you go Protect, Dragon Attack, Extreme Speed, and another move. In this case, Waterfall. Sometimes you go Protect. Sometimes Swords Dance. So, but, I'm sorry, I said Protect, Extreme Speed, and Dragon Attack. Of course you go Protect! Now, sometimes Waterfall, as we saw here, or Swords Dance is another common one. We've seen quite a few different types of moves on Rayquaza. I think I've seen Rock Slide on Rayquaza. Which is interesting, but lots of different options here. And there's that Extreme Speed. So like I said, it is one of the most common moves, so it's not a surprise it has it, and it's not a surprise it's going to be able to knock out Salamence. But now Nihilego is going to be able to get for a Power Gem onto this Rayquaza. It isn't going to take full damage thanks to that Delta Stream, but the Gyro Ball going to be able to pick up that KO as well. So Neil evened up the playing field on paper 2-2 here, but at this point it really comes down to whatever that Pokemon Kyle has. I think it's Togedemaru, and we don't know the last one. If it is Groudon, it's over right here. I think that's it. I think that's the end of it. But because at that point you just fake. At that point you just fake out. I think yeah, you just fake out Ferrothorn, and it's Yveltal. It's not Groudon. Okay, I might have spoken too soon. Neil might have a shot at this. I've been going in, I'm like, you carry Groudon in this case if you see Ferrothorn. If you have Groudon, it's over, especially because I believe we saw Eruption or Fire Punch in the last round. So, I'm a bit surprised that you Yveltal there. This could actually go any way. I really could. I think if you're Kyle, you fake out and double target onto this Rayquaza and fear of a Protect from Ferrothorn. Actually, Rayquaza goes for the Protect this turn. Ferrothorn is not. Fake out, gonna go ahead and target the Ferrothorn first. Iron Barbs and Togedemaru here. And there's the Oblivion Wing that was targeting as well the Ferrothorn. So, double targeting the Ferrothorn here. It is the more threatening one, but dang, it's pretty tough here. Okay, here's the thing. Rayquaza has to move this turn, so unless it's got Swords Dance, and I don't think it is. No, it doesn't. Based on the moves we've seen, I believe it has got Dragon Attack, Extreme Speed, Waterfall, Protect. Unless it goes for a double Protect, you go for that Sucker Punch from Yveltal onto that Rayquaza and get rid of it for good. That leaves you with just Ferrothorn. You nuzzle Ferrothorn, if you're Kyle, get that Paralysis on, and just spam Oblivion Wing. We see Extreme Speed from Rayquaza first. And we see Oblivion Wing, so no Sucker Punch, but, and I believe actually if you did use Sucker Punch, it wouldn't have worked out because it's Extreme Speed anyway. But, the Oblivion Wing is going to get rid of Rayquaza, and now it's time to see if Ferrothorn Stall can pull out for Neil here if we're going to go to Game 3. Super Fang revealed from Togedemaru, and that's going to get Ferrothorn down to 60 health here. That's about a third of its health in general, but it is going to be able to pull off the Leech Seed on Togedemaru here. Yeah, you know, I think Kyle's got his chance diminished a little bit, but he still got the advantage here. It's going to go down to that double Leech Seed. I'm pretty sure Oblivion Wing Nuzzle is going to, or Oblivion Wing Nuzzle is going to be the way to go here. If you're Neil, you protect this turn and make sure that you get as much health to take that Oblivion Wing Nuzzle and Leech Seed that Yveltal. But I think Kyle's got this kind of almost locked in. So it still could go in Neil's favor. You know, Ferrothorn stall is tough to predict. Yveltal protecting first. Super Fang once again from Togedemaru. Surprised, maybe it doesn't have Nuzzle. Maybe I'm thinking that this is a different type of Togedemaru than what it is. I was thinking we see the Nuzzle to possibly paralyze that Leech Seed, so it doesn't get a Leech Seed here. Ferrothorn, I could see protecting at this turn to try and get rid of Togedemaru for good because, one more Leech Seed should be able to knock it out. So I would be very surprised if Ferrothorn doesn't go for protect here. I think now if you're Kyle, this is the time to go for. You have to attack, so Oblivion Wing, or maybe if you're expecting a protect, go for Foul Play and just try and or Dark Pulse and try and wait, depending on what kind of Yveltal it is, and just try and stall it out. And yeah, there's the protect there to get rid of Togedemaru. Yeah, Snarl. You kind of saw that coming, so you go for a move that you don't have or don't need it on this round. And in that case, it's definitely Snarl. So there's the leftovers. There's the Leech Seed that is going to get rid of Togedemaru. Now it's down to Oblivion Wing. I think we see Oblivion Wing, possibly Foul Play. I don't know if Kyle's Yveltal's used Foul Play yet, but that will be the way to go if you do. Yeah, at this point it's a stall matchup here. It's Oblivion Wing and maybe Foul Play at least. And there it is, Foul Play. So we do know it has Foul Play. Is that going to go ahead and knock out the Ferrothorn? No. Neil might be able to pull this off with Ferrothorn. I think Oblivion Wing is the move here if you're Kyle, because it is able to heal you up. So if it does more than Ferrothorn heals, that's what you go for. Right now, I think you Snarl because it's obvious Ferrothorn is going to be able to go ahead and knock this thing out. Like it's kind of obvious that Ferrothorn, protect here to try and knock out more health from Yveltal, but I think Ferrothorn actually might be able to pull this off. That's why I always say 80-20 because you never know how it's gonna go. I said earlier it's 80-20, but right now it's 50-50. Ferrothorn up to 81 health. It's gonna be up to just above half thanks to that Leech Seed. All right, it comes down to Oblivion Wing here. We know Foul Play is not going to KO. It's got to be Oblivion Wing. Here we go. Let's see. Ferrothorn tried to go in for a double protect. Not going to work. There's that Oblivion Wing. Is it going to work with that life orb? Not going to be enough. Yveltal does get some health back though, so it's still not over for Kyle. There's a shot. I can't call this yet. This is so even for both people. Kyle essentially has one more turn worth of Oblivion Wing, and if it doesn't hit or KO this Ferrothorn on not this turn, but the one after it, it's over. Here we go. All right, Ferrothorn gonna go to. I think it's going to be at the same spot it was at earlier, isn't it? Just above half. Yep. So now, in this case, Kyle needs a crit of anything. A Foul Play or Oblivion Wing. If it crits, then he wins. If Neil gets a double protect, then he wins. But he's not going to go for the double protect. He's going to just go for the attack, it looks like. Oblivion Wing needs a crit to take it. Not going to do it. It looks like Neil Parker's going to take this game. And there, Gyro Ball is going to cement it. Neil takes the game and the round with a Ferrothorn. Think that was the best comeback I've seen today. That was insane. That was one where I really couldn't. I mean, it looked like Kyle had the lead there, but you know, Ferrothorn, such an underrated Pokemon, and I think Kyle might have. I keep saying Kyle's got this if he's got the ground, but if you don't have the ground on, it's tough to counter that thing, especially because of that Leech Seed combo, and it is able to boost Neil up to 3-2, which means he's got a shot at hitting top 8. We're going to take a break, but later we're going to find out our top 8 players and see who's going to be playing for the first win of the season, so stick around for that.